Sophie, actually, I want to continue with you because you posted a video on socials earlier on this week where you were really angry and upset about the way that you'd been treated on a flight and what happened to your wheelchair. Can you talk us through it?
Yeah, so Monday night I arrived into Heathrow and I found on arrival, my wheelchair and the attachment for my wheelchair had been connected up incorrectly in the hold. And what that meant was...
this is it, isn't it?
There you go, you can see it there. So the chair and the attachment have been wedged together by someone who doesn't know what they're doing and, quite frankly, shouldn't be touching these devices because they're not trained. And what happened was the only way to prise them apart so I could actually get back into the chair was for the airline staff and for the assistant staff to manhandle it apart. We're getting Allen keys, somebody's treading on my chair, someone's yanking the other bit. Now, they were doing that to help me because that was the only choice we had, to detach the two devices so I could actually use them again. But in so doing, broke them. And the thing about this situation is I take to social media because Firstly, British Airways, their response was to send an email, you know, go to the website and send a complaint through the website, which is, quite frankly, a waste of time. Yeah. And I'm frustrated because this isn't an isolated incident. This keeps happening. I've been here talking about it before. You go to social media at the moment, you will see countless other stories with the same situation happening. What I don't understand, and I keep coming back to this, is the airlines come out and they say, look, we're going to do better. They apologise.
And they have. So BA have written to us and they've said, we're extremely sorry for Sophie's experience. We're investigating what happened as a matter of urgency. We've been in contact with Sophie to sincerely apologise and to resolve the matter with her directly. Which
is wonderful, and I appreciate the apology. We would, that's fabulous, and as is the compensation that will be offered to help cover any damages.
It's going to take months.
But
that to be fixed.
To bear in mind, these devices take ages to be fixed. They can't just be fixed off, you know, they're not off the shelf. They're all bespoke. They're very, very, very expensive. OK, so the question I keep coming back to is, if these apologies don't really get us anywhere, if the same problems keep happening, what can we do? And I keep coming back to the same question, which is, why is it that we cannot travel on an airline in our wheelchairs when we can travel on a train, on a bus, in a taxi, in our chairs? Now, the arguments have always been the same, that the cost of making these kind of adjustments is too high. But I would question, well, the cost of repaying us the damages that you're doing is so high. You're damaging thousands of chairs every year, let alone the damage that's being done to human beings. People have lost their lives in this sort of situation.
And we can now sleep in a double bed on some planes.
Some planes have, you know, they've made, as you say, the spaces have been adapted so you've got double beds and showers. There's all sorts of things going on. And yet this adaptation for a wheelchair has not been factored in.
Does there exist a plane anywhere that you can go on with your wheelchair and fly in your wheelchair, take yourself to the toilet with your wheelchair?
No.
Is there a plane at all?
This is the question. There isn't that plane. And my question is, to anybody watching this, if there's someone from the CAA, the FAA in America, the Minister for Transport here in the UK, please can somebody tell me why is it that we cannot travel in our chairs? And the argument about space and cost and safety, everybody keeps coming back to and giving the information. So the arguments about, as I say, cost, space and safety, there are answers to all of these arguments. So I don't understand why we can't make these changes.
Does it make you feel as though you're not important enough for this situation to actually be dealt with?
I'm actually shaking. I can't tell you what it makes you feel like, because what we're seeing here is airlines are deliberately ignoring these stories. And like I said, there's people who've actually died because of the mistreatment in their experience of flying. And what's happening is these stories are being reported, but nothing's being done. And I understand that aircrafts, for example, can't be retrofitted with design and changed and adapted, but new aircraft that are being brought out, why can't they be changed? Why can't we design for everybody so everyone will benefit, not just disabled people, people that have access requirements of all kinds, you know, designed for everyone in mind, and it makes you feel that you are not important. It makes you feel that you are not of value.
You deserve to live your life.
Right, because travel is a human right. This isn't just about going on holiday. People with disabilities want to be able to work, and that means that they want to be able to fly and travel. These are human rights, and it's not happening. And I don't want to be sitting here another time having this conversation again and again and again And I keep coming back to what is the question? How do we move forward?
And finding the exact person rather than being palmed up and
Well, the
passing.
CAA, the Civil Aviation Authority, said we strongly believe that everyone should have access to air travel and expect all passengers from the UK to be able to enjoy the best possible flight. Over the last decade, we have seen significant improvements for passengers with reduced mobility following investment from both airlines and airports. However, we also recognise that more needs to be done to prevent situations such as this, which are understandably very distressing. It is important to note, you are not the first person that this has happened to.
Yeah.
2023 isn't the first year that this has happened. This is an issue which keeps going on and on and on. And perhaps, rather than putting a head in the sand, someone should actually do something about it.
Yeah.
Let's give her a round of applause.